Hello everyone, this is Stephanie from Face the Evolution. Today is a special day here because this is the day that the release of the SpencerLudwig interview comes out. You might have heard of Spencer before, as he is a trumpet player for Capital Cities, known for songs such as Safe and Sound and I Sold My Bed But Not My Stereo. But today we're here to talk about Spencer as he works on a new project, which is his solo album. Earlier this year, Spencer gave insight into what his new album's going to look like with his hit single, History, which has nearly 300,000 listens on SoundCloud. I would say that for his debut single, that's a pretty good start. Before conducting this interview, I actually met Spencer before. It was last year in November when I was at the Capital Cities concert in Los Angeles. I have to give a shout out to my friend Rayhana right now because me and her waited for about 3 hours after the concert just to meet the band, and it was worth every minute of waiting. They were all so nice, so sweet, and very open. When we met Spencer, he couldn't believe that we had waited that long, and when we told him that we had, he was just as nice as could be. He signed our poster, gave us hugs, and talked with us a little bit. When I started this project a few months ago, I knew that Spencer was one of the artists that I would want to feature down the road, along with Paul McCartney and Foster the People and Muse, but those might have to wait a little bit longer. But I'm really pleased that I get to interview Spencer, and this is really such an honor and such a treat that he's willing to do this. So without further ado, please let me introduce you to Spencer Ludwig, and let's get this interview started. So how old were you when you decided to get into music?
I was about 8 when I decided to get into music. It all started when the high school students came down to the elementary school to present instruments because in 4th grade we were able to choose instruments, and I became really infatuated with the saxophone after that presentation, and that was the beginning of a very long and amazing journey. I went to an amazing school that supported creativity and music specifically, and they were able to give me lessons on the saxophone, and I was actually a member of the first elementary school jazz band, where I got to experiment with improvising at a very young age. The school that I went to was called Oakwood School in North Hollywood, California. And a new music teacher came at the same year that I picked up the saxophone, and her name was Lisa Pimentel. She still works there. We're good friends. We ended up becoming co-workers later in life, when I became a teacher at Oakwood before things took off for me with Capital Cities. And she came in and taught me my scales and let me sort of run free with them, and really gave me the space to have fun and improvise, which was the beginning for me of my musical freedom, which has since been the center of who I am as an artist, really. Musical freedom, improvisation, creative freedom is something that I thrive on, and probably because I was introduced to it at such a young age.
So, what is it like to be working with Capital Cities to now go on and be doing your own solo album?
This is a very big, deep, long-winded question, so I'll try to keep it short. But working with Capital Cities was one of the most educational, beautiful, inspiring experiences of my life, and plays such a major role for me as an artist, going directly from studying jazz at CalArts to becoming full-time with Capital Cities, and then without even a little break, becoming a solo artist. It's just been nonstop, and the momentum has been amazing, and Capital Cities helped propel that momentum into this opportunity to become a solo artist, without a doubt. Really, Capital Cities helped me develop and discover who I was as an artist. But even throughout that entire period, I never considered myself a singer or a songwriter as much as I always wanted to be front and center and lead a project. I didn't really know what that was or what that meant, but it was a feeling that I always had, and Capital Cities really let me explore those feelings on stage as a very they let me be who I was, and they really didn't hold me back, both musically and physically and visually on stage. They let me play the way I wanted to play and really put myself into the music, and perform the way I wanted to perform, which in turn brought out the best in me and therefore created the best music, between all of us on stage. And they really are welcoming to all the musicians to bring out their personalities and to infuse those personalities into the live show, because it brings everything to life and allows the music to speak to and connect to everyone that's out there watching us. So the journey in Capital Cities, going from jazz artist to rock band trumpet player, it was amazing, and for me, I really ate it up. I loved discovering the power of playing to massive audiences in a dance, rock, indie context with the trumpet, and seeing how excited people got, and it really inspired me every night, and both on and off stage, but especially on stage, to just continuously push myself musically and energetically. And I was just working so hard, eating that up, not really thinking about whatever was coming next in my life, but just really making the most of every moment that I had in that band.
So, what is your inspiration behind making this album?
So I'm really just taking this opportunity and running with it. The inspiration behind the album, if Warner Brothers is giving me the option to make my dream album and the support to make my dream album, that then I'm going to do my absolute best to make the next Thriller. And I know that is the most ambitious, ridiculous thing to say, but I'm shooting for the biggest vision that I can, and that is inspiring me to work harder every day. So my goal is to make a very epic, timeless, soul pop, dance, funk album that features trumpet unlike any other album has ever done before, in the sense that this is the first album in pop that will showcase the singing trumpet player since Louis Armstrong and Chet Baker, and in a completely different genre than they ever attempted to explore. So I have big shoes to fill, because I'm putting myself next to people like Louis Armstrong, Chet Baker, and Michael Jackson, and trying to make an album that sort of marries the idea of what these icons stood for in a genre and a sound that gets people moving and excited, and has messages that are positive and large, and just moves people the same way that Thriller did.
So, what genre would you say that you're in?
Genre-wise, I'll say this. The sonic inspirations for my album are very specific. It's Prince meets Michael Jackson meets Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I'm kind of going for like a more freaky Uptown Funk vibe, with a disrespectful amount of trumpet.
So, as you venture out onto this solo project, what do you look forward to the most as an artist, and what should your fans who are following you look forward to as well?
Well, I have never performed as a singer, and I am so ready to do it. So that's something that I look forward to, and my fans should look forward to. This is the first, outside of the song History, that I put out, which has both me and Ryan singing in unison. This is the first time my voice will be coming out on songs as a solo artist, and I'm just so excited to sing and create a new persona on stage that nobody has seen before. The person who sings and plays the trumpet, and doesn't just play the trumpet, but rips solos on the trumpet. I'm using Prince as an inspiration, the same way Prince uses his instruments. I'm going to be aiming to bring that level of musicality in my performance with the trumpet. My fans can also be just looking forward to a good time and dancing and singing along to some really fun songs.
So, what is next for Spencer Ludwig as he goes on and does his thing?
What is next for me is for this solo album to go, well, for me to go into production in my solo album, and then to hit the road and share it with the world. And I really, really can't wait, because I've been putting in more hours and more energy into this album than I've ever put into anything else, and I'm going to continue to put more energy and focused and hours into this project, because I just see no other reason in doing anything if you're not going to give it your all, and I'm giving this absolutely everything I've got. The same energy that I give when I'm performing, I'm giving to this album, and I want to feel, and I know I will feel, that once it's out, at least I gave it everything I've got, and you'll be able to do with it what you want. But I'll be proud that I really tried my absolute hardest, and I'm gonna go out there and perform it, and it's gonna be fun.
Well, that's all we have. I'd really like to thank Spencer again for doing this for Face the Evolution. It's really been an honor. and I wish you all the greatest luck on your new record. From what we've already heard, it's going to be great. So thank you guys again, and tune in next week for Sleep State. Their interview is going to be fun, and it's a good one, so don't miss out.